on trend, what is considered to be what people want.
But I just got like the biggest "you're on the right like path" sign that I have to share with you. We are alive, awake, alert, running a little bit behind, but headed to New York Fashion Week for the first time ever. So running really quickly through the outfit because I am behind. Earrings are from Bauble Bar. I got this really cozy top from Fashion Nova. I just love the little side cutouts. I feel like this was cut better than the Fenty top, but I did go with the Savage Fenty pants, something super easy. Then I just got on my little, you know, like tribe sneakers, wanted to rep Detroit. Again, something super cozy, super comfortable. I did end up having to pack Big Bird. She is already in the car. Anna is pressed, ready to hit the road, get dropped off at her favorite auntie's house, Eden, to hang out with the babies and of course all the other pets in the house as well. So let me finish packing up the rest of my things and get Anna over there so we can make it to the airport and catch our flight. Let's go. I'm actually in the other terminal, which I'm realizing I've never been in here before. I've only ever been at the McNamara one.
Fees all money.
Oh shit. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna cry. Oh, get back in here. Okay, alright. Suck it in. Oh, welcome to the Moxie. Welcome to the freaking Moxie. It's like a little corner room. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Oh snap. This is mad cute. Very glad I swapped things around and got this. Perfect little setup area. It's a cute, oh, there's a little step-in shower here. Okay, it says Lust. Y'all are silly. And then I'm guessing this is the toilet on this side. Is it not connected? Interesting. Not mad. This is super cute. Sorry, I'm getting... Officially made it to my room in the Moxie. If you happen to be new here, I am your girl Jordan, former sustainable materials engineer turned lifestyle content creator behind Little Miss JB Style, helping you find not just what's gonna look good, because baby, we're gonna look good, but what is going to feel good. And we are at New York Fashion Week, and that feels so good. This is something I have had on my bucket list to do around my birthday for the last almost 8 years, like ever since I really started taking blogging seriously back in 2015, 2016. So as you see, we had a bit of an adventure to get here. I thought that I had booked my flight into LaGuardia, apparently not, and ended up in Newark, which no big deal. I decided to have a bit of an adventure and try something a little bit out of my comfort level by taking the train, which is very similar actually to my first solo trip in Miami, because this is my second ever solo trip here in the United States, and you already know how the one to Thailand went, so I'm feeling really bold, really good, and that was one of the exercises for me just to make myself comfortable, like do something a little bit uncomfortable, because then everything else after that isn't gonna feel as daunting. So I will say I only saved $30 if you're considering should you go ahead and take like the train, the air train into New York. You really could. It drops you off right at Penn Station, and the Moxie that is in Chelsea. This Chelsea location is literally under half a mile. So even though I had my big bird suitcase, it got lugged and we made it. My room was ready early after all that smack talking about them probably charging me extra. And I learned that the additional fee that they were charging actually is so that I have food and drink. So they charged $30 a day as a resort fee, but you do get that back in food and drink each day, so you can charge that to the room. So that is a huge relief, because I was worried about just like, where am I gonna want to get food, and it kind of like that cost adding up, because I love to try all the food. Like half of my trips are planned around like, what is there to eat while I'm there, and New York is a smorgasbord. So I absolutely have nothing planned today, and the cool part is the hotel itself actually has a New York Fashion Week kickoff party today here at the hotel. So that works out really, really well. I'm thinking, because my lady time came to get me and I forgot, as you saw, my cup at home. I do need to pick up some other tampons because the regulars ain't gonna cut it. There's literally a 7-Eleven right there. I might find me a good coffee shop, and then I need to finish editing my video for actually prepping for here for y'all, so that you can see it, enjoy it, because I am trying to get it still up today. And then I also do want to actually get a head start on the video that will be going up on Sunday. So it's about 2:30ish right now. That's plenty of time. I think that the event doesn't start until like 7 p.m. and goes to like 10 p.m. So I didn't pack for anything like that. I have some casual outfit. We're gonna figure that out. And I'm just super excited to be here. So grateful. And I'm gonna apologize right now if the sound quality is a little bit different from my other videos, because I forgot my mic in the car. So we are gonna make it work though. Let me change, because it's actually a little bit hotter than I anticipated, run those couple of errands, and then I'm just gonna chill. So instead of dragging you around, I'm gonna get a lay of the land as well, and we will check in as I'm getting ready for the event this evening. Plus, starting off tomorrow strong, I think I want to do a quick photo shoot. I get up pretty early because Essence isn't until the evening time, so I'll have plenty of time in the morning to get whatever content in the room, get this hair together, because we was flustered and running around and trying to get all the things, but we're here and I can finally relax and I'm just so excited. I'm so proud of myself. I've overcome a lot of things I didn't think I was gonna overcome this year. Wasn't sure this was gonna happen after everything that happened with Thailand. So yeah, let me grab some of the things, get to editing, grab me some food, a little coffee, and I'll check in with you later. I said I was gonna rest, so what am I doing? Walking around, looking at all that. Ooh, that's interesting. Hold on, look y'all. That's fire. Look at that. That's so cool. Day 2 in New York, but aka my first official day 1. Last night was so much fun, really just getting a lay of the land, really looking at like where I might want to shoot outfits because I am attending Dolo, meaning that I'm in charge of catching my own fits because I did not organize myself well enough to get some photographers lined up, which is okay, to be honest. I'm kind of used to it. And the great thing about New York is everyone's doing kind of everything. So it's not weird to be like walking around with your tripod, walking around with a suitcase, or things like that. So I found a couple of locations I am interested in shooting in, probably on Sunday. Because right now I'm just in a super casual fit. The Essence event is not until 5 p.m. and it is a little after 9. Got my baby beat on, got a really casual fit, just like my Stella McCartney top and the cargo jeans that I plan to wear later. And I'm going to pair those with the Tech Harris and my Teddy Blake bag. I just want to go grab coffee and I need to finish getting my post together for Pinterest and Valentino. So I'm editing that today, and then I also am going to get a head start on my YouTube video as well for the weekend. So most of the morning again is really like, I intentionally did this. I didn't really want my mornings to be rushed. Like I have some place to be by 11 or some place to be by like noon. I wanted to make sure I had enough time to like actually relax as well, because part of this is, you know what I mean, like a treat to myself. So hence the nice room, hence, you know what I mean, like I need to double check where I think this coffee shop is at. I went to Cha Cha Matcha yesterday, which is one of my favorites whenever I'm in New York. I love that perp drink. Like that's so good. So good. So I'm going to go sit at a coffee shop, and then I'll try and make it back here for lunch to use that $30 voucher before the show, because I think that I want to shoot, probably it's a little cloudy right now, but I'm aiming to shoot around like 2-ish. So I want to like get my full makeup on, get the look on, because there's this really cute floral right out front of the hotel. So I was like, yep, that's where we're gonna go ahead and get the cute like outfit pick before the event. And then once I'm at the event, I know there's gonna be all the girlies and people to help me out and get some photos at the event as well. So very, very excited. Let me get myself some coffee and get this work done so that I can enjoy, like, because that'll be the last thing off my plate. Like getting those two things done, it's like, okay, now I can really enjoy the festivities. I can really be outside. I can really be a menace between this evening and all the events tomorrow, and then meeting up with my friend for lunch on Sunday and some shopping. Yeah, because I think like today is going to be gloomy. Tomorrow might be a little rainy. So Sunday is going to be a lot of sun. So my goal is definitely to like get up a little bit earlier on Sunday to snap any like of the fits I feel like I didn't get good photos in. I can go ahead. There's tons of, like I said, areas near the hotel. I can go out, snap some quick photos, come back, change, and get all of that like done, because I'm not above just like batch creating content like that as well when I'm by myself. It just makes it easier. Like, let's get all the fit photos day 1 or day 2, and then I just don't have to stress about what, when I'm out and about, how I'm going to capture those photos or capture those moments. Just because it's less stress. So let's go get us some coffee and get into the rest of this New York Fashion Week. Ready for my first official event. Thought I would share with you a little chatty get ready with me as I do my makeup. So going with matte makeup, which isn't my usual, but I just feel like the girlies who serve a good face, it's always matte. Like it's never a dewy look that just seems to be serving. So we're gonna do that with this It Cosmetics, which is like their tinted moisturizer, because I really don't think I need a full face of makeup. I just have a couple of little blemishes. But a couple of thoughts as my first time doing New York Fashion Week, not my first time in New York, but just being here. There's a couple of, as always, like mixed feelings when you do this kind of stuff. The biggest thing for me is definitely just like, I wish I would have believed this was gonna happen a little bit more. Because I really was like, I'm gonna book the room and I'm just gonna start doing outreach and really see what happens. And if absolutely nobody like invites me to a show or nobody like sponsors or sends clothes or anything, I'm like, okay, then I can just cancel, because I like to use booking.com for this reason, because you can basically like find these nice hotels, and also like you get free cancellation basically like up until like 2 or 3 days before your trip. So I like that option a lot, because you know stuff can just change. But because that was kind of like my mentality going into this, which wasn't the best, was that I'm having a lot of imposter syndrome and a lot of FOMO. Not so much for the events, but like the content, as silly as that sounds, because I am so used to shooting myself. And like, you know, in Detroit, it's really not as scary, because I can find like a non-busy street, wait for like the 1 or 2 people to walk past, and then snap my photos. I'm not like checking over my shoulder every 6 seconds. Let me get my brow, one sec. Forgot the elf stuff after that whole Target run. And so part of me was like, I would like to test my comfort level with that, which I did do today, and I'm very, very proud. I set up a whole tripod. Here's what that looked like. In case you're ever wondering how you can shoot yourself, especially with your nicer equipment, on busier streets when there's a lot of people, the anxiety was very real. But I tend to use like trash cans and things like that. Like there's a lot of like street blockers and like cop cars and things like that. So it's actually pretty easy here to find some places where I can at least like sneak my camera in a place that feels inconspicuous. But there's also just so much more foot traffic that I'm used to, that I'm just like constantly checking for my camera and my equipment. And you can see, like, here's a picture, like the worry on my face, like, you're walking a little too close. And obviously, like, that's one of the reasons it kind of sucks, because your feelings are gonna show through in your photos. That I really wish I would have taken 10-20 minutes to kind of put some feelers out, like, hey, looking for a photographer or two while I'm in the area to just shoot some of this content, and then I could just have it like over and done with and have it be like way less stressful. That was my biggest mistake, like I said, because there's definitely a couple of shots, you know, like Simply Chi, like she got this shot, and then Tiffany Battle as well is just like killing it with the actual like in the street stuff. And for me, I'm like, dang, that would look so cool, especially like for my portfolio and just to try and do. But I also know from my personal anxiety level and comfort level, like setting up my tripod and trying to trust that I'm gonna be able to do that, I'm a little upset with myself. Like I said, that I just didn't make that effort, or at least reach out. Like I said, you know, like Monroe Steele, all the other girlies, like we've been DMing because we've all been doing this for so long. And I'm really excited because I think most of them are gonna be at the Essence event this evening, so I can finally like meet all these girlies in real life, like I said, after years of like DMs and questions and like information sharing. See, this is my problem with matte makeup. It makes me look flat. I feel like it just is like there's no dimension to my face compared to just like dewy makeup. I feel like when I put that on, I don't really lose too much of my face shape, and then it's just less work in my opinion. So that was definitely starting to creep in. And then some of the outfits too, I won't lie, like wearing my street style outfit today, I got complimented, you know, like quite a few girlies. This always happens. I get, you know, I'm blessed. I get so many compliments and I'm so grateful. I love that. And it kind of helped get rid of the imposter syndrome that I was feeling. But then I always want to capture those moments, and I'm like, my camera wasn't on. Like, dang it. Like, I really would have liked to have captured. I just love sharing those moments, like I said, where it's just like, again, people have this negative view of a city or of a place, like, oh, people are just out to like rob you, or they're gonna scam you, or da 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 da. And that's one of the reasons, you know, I made sure to share. My pencil's making a run for it. I make sure to share like those moments where I do get complimented and I do have positive interactions in Detroit, like in cities like this, because it's like, no, you know what I mean? Like, generally speaking, I've had positive experiences doing what I do, creating the content. And I know, again, like, yes, there's the risk. Obviously, there's always gonna be a risk. You set your camera up somewhere and somebody could really run off with it. But 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna knock on all the wood. 9 times out of 10, like I said, my experiences with that have been generally positive. And I'm also very, very specific where I will set my stuff up as well. Like that's why you're gonna see a lot of like inside shots and things like that. That's just what I'm comfortable with in terms of like my tripod and the setup that I have. What I am really, really glad about is the hotel choice. This was so smart. Just like location wise, I'm in walking distance, like all the major shopping. I love the location for that reason. Like it's so close to so many things. I'm like a little over a mile and a half from both of the events. So I planned to Uber just because of the heels, and it's not gonna be too crazy expensive. I think like an Uber was gonna be maybe 10 bucks, 12 bucks. So I'm not mad at that price at all, just to save my feet because it's gonna be a longer event. So this was a solid choice. Like if you're gonna come here and do this, splurge a little bit on the hotel. I know it can be like, well, you know, there's so many other ways to save money, like the food and things like that, especially with all the events. There's gonna be like light bites and things like that, but the room, especially like just for the location, for the content, like the way the sun is like coming in here, it's just so perfect to shoot all the get ready with me looks, because at the end of the day, even if you never get a fit off outside, like when you come here, the nice thing is like you could always do the get ready with me in the actual hotel room. You know what I mean? So that is one reason I'm so glad. Like it's so cute. I think I plan to not just get some pictures down by the cute floral thing in the outfit for today, but also the second floor, as you saw doing my work for YouTube and things like that, and finishing out my Pinterest thing. That is so gorgeous. So I'm like, cool, at the very least I will have those two spaces to work with and get off some good fit like pictures that, you know what I mean, like not to say you just to make some shake, but in this case, like when you are by yourself, those are just some opportunities for you, like I said, so it's not as daunting. There's not a billion people coming in and out. Most people are so unconcerned with what you're doing, and people staying at the hotel are obviously not about to try and run off with your tripod because they don't need it like that. So I always recommend splurging for a hotel for that reason. I want to serve more face, but I also don't like heavy makeup, but we're gonna try for a little bit more of a snatch here. Also, the other reason I kind of, you know, this is actually sitting really, really well considering I'm not a huge fan of matte makeup, is I just feel like whenever I do have acne, it just feels a little bit more noticeable when I have matte foundation on. But this is sitting fairly well. Like I have one pimple trying to come in here and ruin me. And I have, like, as you can see, a couple on my chin. My period did come with a vengeance. And that's usually when my skin tends to break out, when also paired with stress. So, yeah, I'm liking that a little better. I'm gonna go back in with a little more blush. Yeah, we really wanna hit 'em high, hit 'em high, hit 'em high, hit 'em high. Why is that the song choice, Jordan? But overall, I'm like really proud of myself, you know, because this is my second solo trip this year, second solo trip in the US, and to be like shooting my own content. Like when I was in Miami, I shot my own content there as well, like right where the Fendi store was when they had the Fendi pop-up, and that was a little nerve-wracking too, but there was a lot of security in that area, which made me feel a little bit better shooting, because I'm like, okay, I'm hoping that they care enough to not let someone run off with my camera. Yeah, I think I'm really happy with that. And get my lips together. Where's my pressed powder? Oh, right there. Did I not bring my beauty? Well, we'll figure that one out. Because, you know, I know that's the hardest part with all of this, is like putting yourself out there, and it is putting yourself out there in like so many ways, like not just what I'm used to in terms of like, oh, I'm just gonna go on vacation and capture where I can go, but like I'm gonna be at events, I'm gonna be trying to be in these places, I'm trying to meet these people. So you're really like, I'm really putting myself out there in a way that is just, like I said, a little bit more than I'm used to. As I've started just like circulating a little more, doing events and things like that. Oh, this is the new Obsession Total Baller by NYX. Such a good color. But the way to get this to last is literally, I don't have a puff, but all kinds of loose powder, okay? Yes, your lips are gonna be dry. Yes, this is crazy, but when I tell you my lip liner is not about to go anywhere, it's not about to go anywhere. It's not going anywhere. So I'm just really proud of myself because I feel like the more and more I'm like doing these things, the more I'm like, you know, like I don't know about you, but it's like so much of the avoidance for me is the overthinking about situations that 90% of the time never happen. Like never, ever, ever, ever happen. And I really made a pact with myself at the start of the year that I was gonna just go into the situation and then deal with the things as they come instead of like making up all these things in my mind. Because you know, as a Virgo, like to me, to me, I'm convincing myself like, oh, you're just being prepared and you're just making sure you know, have thought through what could happen. But what I also realized I was doing was adding stress and making up situations that didn't happen and would keep me from doing the things that I wanted to do because I was so worried about that thing happening that I would just like, no, you know. And this has really like shown me just how much I can do, like just how, like I said, I'm determined to kind of like make it happen. You saw I like set up a camera on top of a orange cone just to capture some photos because I really wanted at least one photo with the iconic taxi in the back. You know, and that's just kind of what this year and doing, like I said, content creation full time for me has been about, is like, if you really want to do this, like do this and don't half-ass it. Like don't, you know, like I said, talk about situations that haven't happened yet and let that keep you from doing. Okay. Like don't let that keep you from pursuing this, you know what I mean? Because again, like I get it, it's so fearful. Like even, you know, I was like talking to one of my friends and I was creating the like Pinterest video and I was like, it's so crazy how I've literally worked with so many brands and I still get nervous. I still am like, oh my God, I hope they like it. Oh my gosh, I hope I've said the right thing. I hope I've like, you know, all of that stuff. I still get so nervous. But time and time again, like it always works out how it's supposed to. You know what I mean? Like any opportunity that I've missed wasn't supposed to be my opportunity, and a better one 99.9% of the time comes along and has literally just shown me like, okay, that's why you stick to your pricing. That's why you follow through like you always have been and be reliable. Like if you say you're gonna do something, do it, and that way you can keep proving to people like that you are consistent, that you are reliable, that you can keep putting out quality content and grow on a consistent basis, you know. Because I think the other thing too is it can feel like you're an imposter because I don't have 100K, I don't even have 50K, I don't even have 20K, you know. And it's like you see all these girlies who have all these huge numbers and you're like, oh, like why am I even here? Like what am I like who am I trying to prove what to, you know? But I do grow consistently. Like my Instagram grows probably like at least 50 to 100 followers a month. My YouTube grows by like 400, thank you by the way, like 400 followers a month consistently. Like, and that's so important to show that like I'm not just a viral moment here and there and that's how I get growth. It's like, no, like that consistent effort is paying off in the long run. And the more I continue to be consistent, the more I continue to show up, the more I continue to put in this work and share and have that drive to be better and grow, like my page grows, everybody who works with me benefits. That's what we're bringing to the table. I need lip gloss. I know I look crazy. 1 second. Where's my Armani? Oh yeah. That was the other last thing, is I somehow over underpacked, right? Like I have so many pieces I can mix and match, and I'm so good at that when I travel, right? Like it's like, okay, what's what I can wear with this, and this, but I only brought 2 lip glosses. What was I thinking? I think I was relying on my lip liner. I was like, maybe the lip liner will do it. Forgot the right bra for my outfit for today. So I'm hoping the strapless bra doesn't look too crazy. Like we're just gonna have to make do. Honestly, I'm not quite sure what else my strategy would be except maybe change the whole fit, which I don't want to do because in my mind, right, I'm honing in on it. And like I forgot a couple pairs of shoes, which it does happen. Like there's always like 1 or 2 things, you know, you forget no matter what vacation, but it was just kind of like, this is not the time. And I even left my whole mic, like I said, and my extra little mini charger for my DJI like in the car. I'm just like, okay, Jordan, okay, all right. But you know, the other side of that is I actually am grateful because it's like teaching me how to better think on my feet, how not to get stressed, how not to like let that kind of stuff like, oh my god, now everything's ruined. It's like, cool, okay, don't have that, what are we gonna do instead? Like, can't do this, what can I do instead? And really just focus on finding the solutions. So this is the makeup. I'm pretty happy with it. I think I want a little bit more doing this. I'm just kidding. I want a little more. I'm just so used to my little dewy, sparkly self. You know what I mean? Especially because I really don't rely on like eyeshadow and stuff like that anymore. When I was like younger, high school, right? We remember like the pink eyeshadows and the blue eyeshadows. I was definitely that girl. But now it's just like a good highlighter and a good blush combo. And as I'm slowly getting to my lip liner, yeah, okay, I'm definitely liking that little bit of shine. Definitely like that little bit of shimmer. But I am realizing I need to upgrade my highlighter because this isn't even available anymore. And I do want something that's a little more, you know what I mean, like shimmer. Like you can see it up close, but from a distance, like that's the other thing I have learned with makeup is definitely a huge difference between everyday makeup and like I'm taking photos makeup to really get it to show up on the camera. So let me go ahead and get dressed and I'm gonna get some of that content because I think it's almost 3 and my goal is to get an Uber by like 4:15 and get there early because Virgo. So I can just kind of scope it out, maybe have 1 or 2 girlies maybe help me take pictures outside because like I said, the girls are gonna be there and I'm so excited about that, like so excited. Like we're gonna have a time and hopefully not too late though because I didn't get my whole YouTube video done edited. So I do want to wake up and have some time tomorrow, especially because I think it's going to be gloomy. I don't really plan to do a shoot tomorrow morning so much as like Sunday morning. So whatever I feel like I didn't capture well tomorrow, trying to capture that again like Sunday outside because I will have my friend Tatum. Hopefully she'll have some patience or at the very least bogard my tripod for me so that I can get just a couple of like street shots. Like I said, I think I'm really good with like the get ready with me videos. I know I just do want like 1 or 2 like outside shots in the look. So that's, like I said, the mistake I was feeling like I made was should have just found a photographer and, you know, been like, hey, you know, I'm just on, what's your hour rate? 1 hour for each day, get the outfit and be done with it. Just overthought it. Like I said, I was overthinking a lot. So let's get dressed and we can go to Essence Fashion House. Ooh. Y'all, I'm so sorry because you know I'm pitchy. My bad. But we're gonna get dressed and then head to Essence Fashion House.
interesting, but see, that is why.
That is looked at for what is really on trend, what is considered to be what people want. What isn't always happening is the full value of what we contributed being returned to us in the form of wealth.
It is Saturday. Let's talk about Essence Fest. It was a time. Got recognized, got to see June, got to see Dapper Dan. It was so much fun, but it was also a lot. Like, it was a 5-hour event, and I got there, like, as you saw, early on time. Still new to the New York Fashion Week thing. Usually, like I said, I feel like you come early, snap some photos, but it was so much fun and so great networking. I met the owner of Soko. You've heard me talk about their amazing gold jewelry, and it was such a cool experience to see the different designers, hear so many inspiring words, just getting that like reaffirmation. Like I was telling you yesterday, I felt like a little bit of imposter syndrome, a little bit unsure, but then like compliments. Oh my gosh, I know you from YouTube. Oh my gosh, aren't you on TikTok? Like, you recognize me in New York? Which I feel like I shouldn't be as surprised, because when I look at my demographics on my social media, like, I do actually have a decent percentage of y'all from New York. Hey. It was really good. I got in late. I didn't do anything because, y'all, I'm very sleepy. Like I said, August was kind of a very stressful month, so I also didn't want to overwhelm myself with things. And I know this afternoon's also going to be, again, very busy, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to play that because it's 4 shows. Plus, I ran into Life of Glory B. She's so sweet, y'all. Like, she is one of the people who helped me kind of figure out what were some of the events I should try and hit up, where to kind of be today. So she and I are gonna maybe hopefully reconnect. There's a couple of pop-ups that I want to hit also, but it's, again, like, trying to do it all, you're gonna exhaust yourself. So it's like Walmart has this cool pop-up. Damson Matters pop-up is, I think, through today, like their store. So we're just gonna see. I need water. I can tell by my throat, and breakfast. So I'm gonna go down to the lobby and do that there today. Try out the coffee, get some snackums, use that daily credit that I have accrued. Not sure what I'm gonna wear, honestly. I'll probably just throw on, I just have on my easy Amazon top. And I might just throw on the pants from Savage Fenty, the little knit pants. Again, just to run down, grab coffee, finish editing my video. I have just like the B-roll footage. I love to put in those little touches, but that can be a little time consuming. So I have faith if I get down there and stay focused, I can get that done by like 10-ish, and then give myself plenty of time to go ahead and get ready, capture some footage before the first show at 1 p.m. That is the plan, and that's what we're gonna try and do. So let's get into today. Much better than yesterday. When I tell y'all a team is needed, if you are thinking about doing New York Fashion Week, no matter the size of creator, a team. I am fighting for my life, but we are dressed, ready to go to the first round of fashion shows. Thanks to FROW for having me. So excited. So there's a 1 p.m. show. I'm gonna see how I feel about that. And then a 4 p.m. show. At the very least, I will attend those two, come back, change. Because I do want to get the second fit off. I will not lie. I really want to get that Devin Windsor skirt a moment, especially with like the blazer situation. So I'm deciding if I want to either go ahead and do the 7 p.m. show or take a quick break, grab some food, mentally like prepare and do the 10 p.m. show in like the Devin Windsor fit for later. But today, the all green look that you saw in my like New York Fashion Week prep, the Fashion Nova top, the Fashion Nova pants, little mad at myself. While I'm glad I have sneakers, honestly, I do feel like my ASOS ankle booties would have just really set this off. It's so hard to be like a sneaker girly sometimes. Like, I'm not mad at this, but I also just feel like the colorway in my mind, like if the sweater was just maybe a little bit brighter to blend better with the shoes. But we're gonna make it work. We are here now. So I'm going to go ahead and capture a couple of photos around the hotel really quickly, then call my Lyft and get over to the Altman building, and we are going to check out a couple of fun designer shows. Oh my god. What is the world coming to? Well, cause it's like you have one job literally, and like cause they're so specialized when they do surgery, like how do you remove the wrong thing?
Well, that's the thing. Whenever they, it's like for example, I work in.
In the hotel after the first 2 shows, I'm feeling energized. Just the downside is like it's what, 5 going on 6 right now. 6. It's 6 right now, and a lot of my stuff is like dying, so I needed to come back and charge. So I don't think I'm gonna make the 7 p.m. show, even though I would really like to, and I am feeling energized. But I'm also gonna use the time, one, to hydrate, because Lord. But also I want to get the rest of my like YouTube video done. I really am trying to make sure that gets out on time. And then, like I said, I need to get stuff off of my phone again because it ran out of space for the umpteenth time. This needs to charge because I forgot my extra charger. Just, again, small problems, but literally the Altman was like less than a mile from the hotel room. So I'm a little mad at myself because had I realized that, I probably would have went ahead and brought my laptop with me because the shows are really, really short. I don't think people think about that. Like, a show is no more, and even like the big designer shows, they're not even like an hour long, to be honest. It takes just as much waiting in line, getting seated. So that was a really different experience for me because I wasn't sure what to expect. And obviously, like Michigan, we have Michigan Fashion Week, and we have the DIA has Bash Bash. But those run, again, fairly smoothly just because it's not New York. It's not a million people. So this, I can tell, is the FROW's first year, like inviting people, doing all that stuff. But getting to sit front row as a girl from Wausau, Wisconsin, like, young me never would have thought, if I'm honest. Like, this is such a pinch me moment. Like I said, it's so cool to just, again, appreciate all the different designers, see who's out there. And I think that's the really cool thing about Fashion Week. And I really urge you, if you are somebody who is a lover of fashion, right? Again, there are so many more opportunities than just, I need to be invited to, you know, Allison, Olivia, Gucci, Longchamp, right? Like, I get it. You want to be where the people are, where the girls are. But if you really love fashion, you really want to network, there are so many opportunities going on. Like I said, there's tons of even pop-ups here at the hotel as well. They have a really, really dope exhibit that's going live at 5 tomorrow, which I think I do want to check out. So that, to me, like I said, was another reason I wanted to be really situated right where everything was, because it's walkable. I can come back, I can change, I can re-energize. I'm deciding if, because I haven't used all of my credit for the day, what I just want to like grab for dinner and probably bring it back to the room, because that was the other reason I knew this was going to be tight. Like, they had a lot more people at the 4 p.m. show, as you saw, so it took a lot longer to get everybody inside, everybody seated. So again, getting back here at like 6, it's like, okay, need me some food, need, like I said, some re-energizing. And I really want this second outfit, I'm sorry, the Devin Windsor skirt has to be seen. And I made a photographer friend called Mateo, so he's gonna be there when I get back. So he's gonna help me snag some good photos outside, give me one real like New York in the streets fashion moment, because that, I won't lie, I'm watching all the other girlies, like, should have organized my life just a little bit better, and like even just hired an assistant. Like, that was just, I don't know why I waited to the umpteenth hour, and I honestly thought I was gonna be able to run into a couple more people or friends to help me out. But that's okay. We're making the most of it. So I'm going to find food first, because I know myself. I'll sit down, edit, and next thing you know, I was like, oh, I need to start getting ready. But thankfully, like, I might just touch up the beat, definitely do a lip combo, and then changing the outfit. So that's like 15 minutes. I'm gonna see how crowded the second floor is, because I love the little ducked off rooms that they have, like in the nice like lounge area there. So I can make sure I at least get 1 or 2 nice photos there, just in case. Like I said, I think I'll be able to find Mateo beforehand and like plan to meet up with him and have him help me take a couple more photos outside, now that I think I have the Sony settings doing what they need to do, right? Like, because I usually have my Tamron lens, which I love. It's really nice. It's just really big. It's a lot of space. So that's the reason I was really trying to like figure out how to have something nice and compact. Besides, obviously, the DJI, while I love this for filming, the photos are also just, again, you want this, right? Like, these are my favorite photos where I get that nice bokeh, blurred background, crisp. So I'm trying to just find some in between. So I think, like I said, I'll get some help with that. So I'm going to make a decision about the food, because I think I can get some from the second floor and I can get some from the lobby area. And nothing heavy. They had a really good looking salmon dinner. That sounded really good, because that was the other thing I realized. I'm like, girl, you have been surviving off of not healthy food and free alcohol. We can't keep going like this. hence the hydration. Shout out to Smart Water for sponsoring the Essence event and getting me all the way together, because we've got the antioxidants and all those good things re-energizing right now. So getting food, gonna put stuff on the charger, and then get some editing done and get this video knocked out, because the more I'm looking at it, I might actually sleep in tomorrow. I'd really like that, because I'm not meeting my friend until 1 p.m. for lunch, so I could easily sleep into like 9, 10, grab breakfast, find a cute spot to snap my pictures around like 11, or if she's open to it, I might meet up with her a little bit earlier and have her help me out to snap 1 or 2 photos, so I can have like another round of like we're outside in the streets photos for the portfolio before shopping around, like I said, for the afternoon. So that is the plan for the rest of the evening. Putting together a look to attend FROW. It is Sunday, the last full day here in New York for me and for Fashion Week. I have so much good vibes after all the overwhelm just leading up to this trip. Like, how did I want to try and plan it out? All of these things, all the different shows, what were the people gonna be like? Because you hear so many stories, right? Like New York and the people, but I've had such a great time. Like, something about this year and really jumping into this whole thing has just put the right people and put me in the right spaces, right? You saw like Essence was an absolute time. I met some gorgeous, beautiful people. Was featured on Essence, right? Yesterday, FROW had me for the whole day, which was so cool. So I got to see amazing designers from Project Runway to Couture, Ezra, the pieces, and the people I met. They were absolutely amazing. I met photographers, I met celebrity stylists, I met all kinds of consulting for TikTok and all these people, and it just, there's a lot. Like, my main takeaways so far, because today I do not have anything planned. I did that intentionally. Like, definitely some things I could have done, but I don't get to come to New York often, so I really wanted to explore, walk around, shop the shop. So there's a couple on my list that I'm really hoping to go to, as well as meeting up with my girl Tatum for lunch, because I haven't seen her in, gosh, it's almost been 2 years now. Ridiculous. But the main takeaways I feel like I want to share with you, if you are considering New York Fashion Week, all these things. The first thing, you do not need a big following to be here. There are so many opportunities just being here, even if you don't get anything officially scheduled. Like I said, the amount of people I met that were like, come to this, like I said, there are tons of things I can do today. I'm just, again, choosing to also enjoy this as well, just being here and just, again, pinching myself like this little girl from Wausau, Wisconsin, y'all, like born in Hinsdale, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. I knew I was meant for something bigger than Wausau, but I never envisioned this. And the people that I'm meeting that do not have big numbers but have done impressive things. Like I sat next to a celebrity stylist who just had their show put on HBO and was the costume stylist for that. And it's the #1 show on HBO today. Right. Like, you do not need big numbers. And so many people think that is so true, but there's so much still in-person networking, meeting people, being in spaces. In New York is a great space to be, even temporarily, like even if, again, you're just here for the week. So if you were thinking like, I don't know if I'm big enough to be here, I would definitely say for sure come. 2, do not be afraid to be extra. Like, I will not lie, I played it a little safe. I had some fits I really was like, I don't know. I should have bought them because for content reasons alone, which is number 3, if you're coming here, the content here, right? There's just so many opportunities. Like the Moxie that I end up staying at, we started putting some things in the works because of the content that I've created around being here. Of course, there's so many cool locations, there's stores, all kinds of places. So be a little more extra for sure. Like, do not be afraid to really like pop off, especially for New York Fashion Week, right? Like, this is the time. Photographers are everywhere. They're gonna want to take photos, tag you, share your fits. So wear whatever fit, even if you think it's like, I don't know, wear it. And then 2, when you're creating content, if you're by yourself, you're seeing the little places. Here's like the little places I would prop up my camera to try and do some quick shoots. I would highly suggest, though, if possible, secure some funding, hire a photographer. And the way that I would have done it is just have the photographer meet me an hour before the show wherever I was going, and we would just shoot around that area before the show started, right? Like before Fashion House, I waited in line for like 30 minutes. I would have just like met them an hour beforehand, done some shots, like got my little city, my little walking across the street fits and some of those videos, because when I say like, that's where doing it all yourself, it's not the wave anymore. Like, the other thing I'm realizing, again, as I'm watching all the girlies, they have teams and they have businesses. Like, they are thinking big business. They are not thinking it's just me and I'm a solopreneur. They're thinking, how can I make money to hire people and do this and delegate this so I can just focus on being there, looking good, filming the thing, right? That's where my mindset now is. Like, I want a team. I want an editor so I did not have to spend, not that I mind, I do enjoy editing. That's the other hard part, but that's literally what I did all this morning, was just like going through all the footage, getting all that stuff together, adding those, and even just having someone chop it down for me would have saved a bunch of time for me over the course of this like weekend. And again, even the photos, like, I'm a little more like sure of myself in terms of setting up my tripod, especially, you know what I mean, the early bird gets the worm. If you are going to take your own photos, get up earlier. There's less people on the street. Like, I would say at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock, you should be able to get some good sunny shots, get those street style shots that you want, and set up your tripod so it's not as crowded. But after 11, especially like now with it being Fashion Week, it's like, it's a wrap for your baby. So if you don't get a friend to come with you, definitely an assistant, even if it's just like an assistant for the day, or hiring a photographer. I had really great luck though, just again, the right people and people who understood the assignment at the places I was at. So they were happy to like take my nice camera, be patient with me, pop off and help me get like the couple of really good photos that I was trying to get to do the thing. So that's the other thing, like, do not be afraid. The other reason you are here is to network. Like, if you go to these events and you meet no one, if you only talk to the people you came with, you're doing something wrong. Like, you're doing something wrong. And that was one of the things I felt like, I don't know, I saw the shade for Sip and Slay, but I also felt like if you came there only thinking that the people on the panel were going to be able to give you something useful, were going to be a good connection for you, you've done something wrong. There are so many amazing people sitting on the sides, in between and in the background that have some of the connections or just some of the information that you're like missing. Like literally I met a woman and she runs her own TikTok live agency and she does not have a big following. I think she's under 30K and TikTok pays her to help other people go live, right? Like TikTok found her under 50K, under like 40K, and even the influencer they bought for Essence, like she didn't even have like 100K, and that's not a knock. Like again, anything, imagine having 10,000 people in a room, right? Like any number of following. I just say that like because we always have this imposter syndrome. I need that 1,000,000 followers. I need 150 followers, right? And there's so much that you can do and is accessible to you if you are willing to just put yourself out there, meet the people, talk to the people. The last big takeaway, honestly, is just like, you that girl. Like, again, there was just a lot of imposter syndrome, as there just is no matter what you do. And I even felt that way being a sustainable engineer for years, right? But the amount of people like, the fit, the yes, yeah, like hyping me up, I was like, I translate to New York, like into New York Fashion Week. And you do like, you can validate yourself a lot. I'm somebody who, I'm very internally motivated. I can clap for myself, but sometimes you just need like, not someone you know what I mean? It's like, not that they're obligated, but you know that feeling like, you're my bestie, of course you're gonna tell me that, or like, you're my mom, of course you're, like, but sometimes that like stranger, especially like another fly girl, let another fly girl compliment me, like, but do you see yourself? And that's just like the beautiful thing I think about being here and putting yourself in those scary spaces. We're so concerned that the worst is gonna happen that we keep ourselves from experiencing the best that can happen. And this was just what I needed, right? Like, again, I was like, ooh, if I set my tripod out, someone's gonna run off with it. Still got my tripod, still got everything I came with. Like, ain't nobody jacked me yet. Not still knocking on wood. Like, again, thinking like, oh my God, people are just gonna be giving me this. And just the amount of embracing and just, again, like people complimenting, coming out to me, like getting recognized in another state, y'all. Like, it's so surreal. And like, had I stayed home thinking like because I didn't have enough followers, thinking I wasn't cool enough, like, or just thinking like I shouldn't be in that room or I'm not ready to be in that room, I would have missed out. Like, and that just keeps being the theme this year, right? Like, we saw how Thailand went and all the amazing things that rolled in after that. It's like, I would have missed that. If I let my fear win, if I let like that negative self-voice win, like. So, as I said, I've edited, got me my coffee, going to start hitting up some of the shops. It's around 11ish, so me and Tatum are meeting up at 1, and I have zero idea how far the restaurant is, but I'm in my super comfy outfit today. This is the Fashion Nova jumpsuit with the barrel legs, like just in case. And I just went with my super like cozy sneakers because I'm gonna be walking and polishing off just with some gold jewelry. I should have bought the sauna hat, the Detroit hat. I just think that would have set the fit off, and I'm really, again, like disappointed. There's just a couple of things I'm like, dang, I should have packed a little bit more because there's a gorgeous like restaurant on the second floor that I'm like, none of my outfits feel just right. But I just wish I would have packed a couple of extra things to do that. However, I mean, I'm not mad. Like I said, I stand on my fits. I like the way I look. That's not the problem. I'm always thinking that like, ooh, okay, I could do this. And so learning that as I go, right, is just part of the experience. Like, okay, next time I can be better prepared, knowing that I'm gonna want to take a bunch of pictures all up, down, and through the hotel, especially when it's gorgeous. It's like one for a rooftop bar, one for the bar downstairs that has 2 different sides. So it's like 2 outfits there, one in the cute lobby area, one in the like in the actual room itself. Because that was the other thing. I was like, ooh, I just bought real simple, like I didn't even bring like loungewear. Literally, I've been sleeping just in a tee and underwear. And I'm like, well, that's not the picture when you have all this going on. So that's the last piece of the puzzle, because I do want to shoot 1 or 2 pictures in the room, not like the nighttime from last night as you see, but I want obviously just like a daytime to just share like my stay at the Moxie, so really cute snaps from while I was there. Which I'll do probably first thing tomorrow, because I'll definitely get up early, because my flight's not till 1, but the goal is to catch an Uber by 10, so I can get to the airport by 11, because I know TSA in other states be crazy. Like Detroit, I'm spoiled. That TSA is so quick. So I just would hate, I know myself, I get that anxiety. Like once I'm through, I don't like sitting at the airport for a long time, but I'd rather give myself enough time to get through TSA than miss my flight. So let's get into shopping, looking around New York City, seeing all the cool stores that they have here that I cannot take you to in Detroit, because we're getting there. Like, we are getting there. You saw that we got Savage. We have Lululemon. We have H&M. We have Gucci. Somerset's probably, like, my favorite mall. I don't know. Because, like, it doesn't have H&M. I have to go to Oakland for that. And I love me an H&M. And the H&M's here, I keep seeing, like, the leopard print pants that I don't need another pair, but I need another pair. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into the day. Come on, let's go shopping. Okay. The other reason I need an assistant, I'm like, so you're just gonna carry all of my bags because I'm fighting for my life. I want to carry my cute little Brandon Blackwood bag, but now that means everything's in my hands. Everyone say hi to poor Tatum. She's like, dear God, she's looking amazing considering how much she had last night. But we're having a good time. Yeah. Get wrong. You need to work that. You actually do. Because it's like, oh, here's what you need to like invest, and here's the things you should set up on day one. So he was so helpful with that. Like literally, he's like, set up your 401k, put in 10%, don't think about it, just do it. And I was like, okay. And he's like, and then set this up with your healthcare. And I was like, okay. And then we have like one famous person who maybe lives in Detroit. They're not from Detroit. What do y'all think? How much like me do I need? Oh, seeing the dresses. They had one year, and I'm so mad at myself. It was like this almost sheer kind of like dress, and it was perfect for like a cover up, and I never got it. And then of course now it's like lost to the old seasons. No. Good day. I got my video up and edited. I'm so proud of myself for literally getting 2 videos out while being on New York Fashion Week, shooting all my own content, going to all these events. Like, that was, I'm impressed. Like, go me. You saw we met up with Tatum. You might remember her from the trip to Morocco. Such a good catch up. She moved here from LA over 2 years ago now, so it's been really interesting getting her perspective on being here, a woman of color. She's in the tech industry, so she works for an awesome tech company, so definitely fun kind of like talking to people who don't do what I do is like that reminder again. Like I was telling her today, the hard part about this industry for sure is it's so hard not to want to compare and feel like, ooh, I'm behind, ooh, I'm not doing enough, ooh, I need to do more, especially when, like I showed you, you might have seen him sneaking around the corner. I saw this influencer here, and he had like 3 other girls with him helping get content. Like, that's the kind of like team I would say. Like you would need some person on video, some person on photo if you're really doing this like professionally and full time. So it was just great to speak with her, see all the fun shops that we do not have in Detroit. Got to try those jeans on from Anine Bing that I've been eyeing up. We walked in Page, Mage. So many good stores. I am overwhelmed, like I said, and I'm going off of 5 hours of sleep. I was supposed to sleep in, y'all, but the way my brain just will, like I said, we will get sleep, but then we'll also wake up like, ooh, did we forget to do something? So, and I know I really was like, I know I'm going to sleep in, but I wanted to make sure my video stuff was done, that was edited. Before, just like I said, I knew there'd be a lot of walking, just wanting to see New York. The last time I was here, like I said, was probably February, and it was the quickest, like, 48 hours. Came here with someone I was talking to at the time. It was a quick 48, and honestly, I was here, we had one night here, left, because they were here for work, so I was just, like, tagging along, because I haven't been to New York since, like, stopping through. My cousin used to live here. She is a doctor. Amazing. She used to live in Harlem, but moved to Atlanta. Gosh, it's been a while now since that's happened. So that was the last time I had been in the area since college. Like, that's the last time I really explored New York, and it's like, there is so much. As you saw on the way back from shopping with Tatum, there was that huge, like, food pop-up vendor shop thing on 6th Ave, which was so cool. I just love how New York uses their outside space. I just feel like I wish Detroit would take some notes, and I'm hoping that they take some notes. Like, we could be using these outdoor spaces, really encouraging people to be in the city, shop more, and support all these amazing businesses that like are in Detroit. Again, just feeling so inspired. I'm a little sad because I thought that Monet, who I met in Thailand when I was there solo, she's coming through to the city. I thought she was gonna come in yesterday, but she's getting in later today. And we'll see. Honestly, I picked up some kava and some Magnolia Bakery, and I'm fine to just stay in. I'm literally not even like stressed. There is this party by High Snob Society, and I'm mixed because I know that a lot of people do go to events like these, but I also feel like sometimes at some of these parties, they're there to like more party than network. And also I'm very DJ specific when I pop out. I have talked about this. Detroit has spoilt me, okay? So unless I know the vibes are gonna be vibing, do I need to spend $20 for a lift? God knows how much to get in the door. Another $20 to lift back, right? Like, just, you know what I mean? Just like for a party that could be mid, and again, if it's not really gonna be a good networking situation, again, I'm rarely one of those people like who's gonna be there. It's really just who's DJing. Because I do not know. I'm unsure, but we're gonna see how I feel, because I'm starving, because it's been literally 6 hours since lunch with Tatum, and I have literally been walking because I love to see the things. So I'm looking at the stores, I'm looking at the people, and my second solo trip of the year, third solo trip ever, so still very new to traveling by myself and really kind of finding that balance of what I like. And again, with this being mostly I'm here for work, so the society thing wasn't on my agenda of things like I need to do today. So we're just gonna see. Thought I was going to end the vlog after that amazing event with Domo. How great was the photography? It was so fun, but I just got like the biggest "you're on the right like path" sign that I have to share with you before I end this, because let this be your sign. You do not need to be a big creator, but if you truly get into this industry and focus on making genuine connections, really focusing on how you can bring value to everyone in your circle, like not just DMing people going, please share this, and this. Like, I literally was hopping on the plane, one of the fellow influencers from Detroit who I love, Amber, CEO of Detroit, she's making her way to New York today and was asking me what there was to do and all of this stuff. And I saw Monroe Steele share that she was having an amazing event with Samsung, and I was like, oh, well, you know, I'm seeing this happening this evening. I'm seeing this event happening this evening. Let me see if I can get a link for you. So I DM Monroe and just was like, hey, I see this event. Is there still like a way to register? This is the response I got. This is the response I got. Like, y'all, there are people who are bigger than you still looking at you, getting inspiration from you. And I have talked about this often. Monroe and I have DM'd for years. Like, this is not, I just shot her some random one-off DM and not even just like love bombing her, but we have had genuine conversations. I have purchased her products. She is someone that I have tried to build just a genuine connection of a question here or there, just showing support, showing love, offering anything that I can offer, you know, to help advance wherever I can. Like, and that's always just been the kind of person I am. I am a solution oriented girly. Is there a problem? I want to help you fix it, even if that means I'm not going to see any money from it, even if I'm not going to get any immediate return. There are so many seeds I have been planting over the years. And so this, even though it was like, dang, you know, I almost hopped off my flight, but I have 2 huge UGC projects that are due literally tomorrow that I absolutely could not push back anymore. I'd already pushed it for New York Fashion Week to attend as long as I could. So I just couldn't stay to attend, but I just, having that, and then also meeting Glory in real life. She sent the sweetest voice memo exchange contacts, like literally treated me like a little sister, like, hey, here's what's going on, like, here's the RSVP. Again, just because we had that genuine connection. She followed me on YouTube a while ago, and just I followed her back because I just couldn't believe somebody like her with her big following even was inspired by me. So I share that to say, keep going. Don't let the number deter you. Don't let all these girlies who have these huge numbers deter you. And again, like, don't also judge your experience based off of that too, because obviously they've worked so hard to be in some of these rooms, and it truly is going to take a little bit of time. But like, getting that message just basically told me, like, next season, I don't know, personally I'm not sure I want to do winter, just because standing in the cold does not sound ideal. But the next time I do plan to be at New York Fashion Week, I have made so many amazing connections. I'm able to tap into these other connections that I have that just really like solidified, like, girl, go and trust your gut. Go with your first mind. Like, trust those instincts. They are leading you exactly where you need to go. So that is a message I want to leave you with as I end this vlog. If you are loving seeing not just New York Fashion Week, but just behind the scenes in my life, even wanting to see before I quit my day job and was doing both, go ahead and check out my entire playlist with all of my Detroit vlogs. Get to spend more time with me, see my daily routines, the shopping, all of the fun stuff, my more goofier side. But before you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you do not miss a video. Of course, ask any questions for tips, tea, tricks, all of those things. And thank you seriously so much for watching. I'll see you over there.